Hey, welcome back. In the previous video we learned how to create customizable parts on pages through what is called custom fields. In this tutorial we are going to make a step further by creating custom post types that are in their turn composed of custom fields. A post type is a component of a WordPress theme. There are essentially 5 post types in every WordPress theme by default, which are post, page, attachment, revision, and navigation menu. We can create our own custom type in a couple of ways. The first one is by implementing the code in the functions.php file. However, this method is not recommended by the CMS creators. The second way is to build a plugin that handles creating the custom post type. Yet, creating plugins is out of the scope of this series. Fortunately for us, there are already created plugins that we can use. That being said, we will be creating a custom type that basically represents the pricing cards of this theme following the first method. Then we will proceed to create another custom type that represents the testimonials using a plugin. So, to create a custom type in our theme, we need to create a function in the functions.php file. Then we need to call the register post type hook that accepts two parameters. The first parameter is the name of the custom type, and the second one is an array that holds a variety of configurations. That done, we need to call the add action hook to trigger the function that we have just created. The first parameter is init, which is an event hook, and the second one is the name of the function. Now, let's get back to the admin dashboard for a moment. For the time being, WordPress displays some of the post types on the sidebar. However, our custom post type doesn't show up yet. So, in order to do that, we need to add a parameter in the configuration array. The parameter's name is public and it must be set to true. As you can see, a new section is added to the sidebar, yet it still doesn't have the name that we want. So, we need to get back to the function and create an array that holds the different labels' names, then pass it to the configuration array. Now, if we try to create a new card, the add label is still referring to the new post type as a post, so let's change that. We need to do the same thing with the edit post label. Now, everything is pretty much the same as we did in the previous video when it comes to adding custom fields to a custom post type. Therefore, we need to start by creating a new group, then making sure that this group will be available on cards. Now, if we create a new card, the different fields should be present. Since we don't need the editor on this type of posts, we can get rid of it for a better organization of the page. To do that, we need to set another value in the configuration array with the name of supports. This one should be an array that includes what options the post editor page should contain. In our case, the title is pretty much all we need. The page still shows static HTML, so we need to open the homepage code and edit it in order to make it display the cards dynamically. Same as regular posts, we need to use the loop to display custom types content. However, their loop is a bit different that we have been using until now. So, the first step that we need to do is to create a variable that contains an instance of the WP query object. We have to instantiate this object with an array that holds a variety of optional parameters, except the post type, which is crucial. Then we need to add the usual loop code, except that we must add the variable that we have just created and use the arrow notation to point to the halfposts method that belongs to the new post type instead of the halfposts method that belongs to the whole page. Now, every time we create a card, it will show up on the pricing section. In some cases, we want a field to be empty. Thus, we need to verify in the code if the field is empty or not before printing the HTML element. Now, time to use a plugin to create a custom post type that represents the testimonials. So, let's go to the plugins section and search for custom post type UI, install it and then activate it. Once that's done, we need to go to the CPT UI option on the sidebar and create a new type. As you can see, once saved, it automatically adds a new testimonials section on the sidebar. The rest is pretty much the same as we did before, so we need to create a new group of custom fields and make sure that the post type is set to testimonial. Now let's create the loop for this section. The post type here refers to the value that we added as a post type slug. And this is it for this tutorial. Make sure to subscribe and I will see you in the next one.